Hi, fellow old farts. I'm sorry for the delay here. Actually, my system wasn't working, so I had to completely restart my computer and make this all come back to life here. I'm a lot of my setups here that I had ready to go today are not set up anymore, but I hope everyone's having a great week, and I appreciate. I see a lot of guys are here already. A lot of people are here already. I want to be careful with that innuendo there, because today we have a woman drone pilot, a commercial woman drone pilot, and a immensely certified Adobe instructor that we're going to meet today. I have to tell you, it has just been a our parties in Las Vegas are continuing nearly every day. We're still getting people from just about at every public event. The Golden Knights are showing up with the Stanley Cup, and we are still. It's been 2 weeks yesterday since we won the Stanley Cup, and I have to tell you, we are still excited. Still excited. So let me get one more here. I want to get one thing set up before we begin here. And you will just have to give me a minute to get corrected here. And there we go. And now I have, okay. Okay. I'm now bringing up Luisa's channel here for everyone so that I'll have that ready. Just give me one more second. You know what I think happened? Oh no. Oh no. Hang on for 1 second, folks. I got to change. The keyboard was not working. This Bluetooth keyboard has been working perfect for years here, and now it's not. And now I have something working. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Okay. I'd like to first of all introduce Luisa Casanova Winters. Luisa has been a drone pilot for quite some time. Luisa, everything okay there?
Everything good here, Bob. Hi,
Oh,
everyone.
good. I'm so sorry. I don't know why Siri is talking to me, but okay. I don't know. It must be that day that things are just going to go like that, you know. So I'd like to introduce you. I know you're living near the Washington D.C. area.
Yeah.
Good. Give us a little bit about you, and tell us how if you can sum up your life story in a few minutes. I would love to hear it.
Sure. So I'll give you the very, very abridged short version. I'm from the Dominican Republic, so I speak Spanish. That's the accent that you hear. And I came to college. I went to the Peabody Conservatory, so I'm a violinist. I always say I'm a violinist gone bad. So I see your guitars. I see your guitars there in the background, Bob, and I love it.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. So, I met my husband, and then in addition to my degree, I also got my MRS degree. So we got married coming on 36 years ago, and so I've been living in the Maryland area ever since then. Many years ago, I started getting interested in video. So I've been a video editor also for about 34, 35 years. And then I became a pilot. So I fly small planes, little Cessnas. I owned a 172 for a couple of years. I had a ball. And
Oh,
when drones started becoming a thing, and I get it, drones have been in existence for a long, 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 many decades, right? Since the late 40s, early 50s. Um, but when DJI and all those manufacturers started doing really drones, even before the Phantom, to me that was mind blowing. So I started flying drones in 2012, and since then I've become truly a droneaholic. So I
that's a
buy,
good term.
I know, right? So my husband doesn't fear shoe stores or purse stores. He fears drones because that's what I'm going to buy. So,
Oh, that's good.
so
That's
yeah,
good.
and I've been flying professionally, so commercially, since before the Part 107 became a thing. Because I was a
Okay.
pilot, I could get what was called back then the Section 333 exemption, which
Right.
allowed drone pilots to fly commercially. So I had that, and then of course in 2016 the Part 107 came to be, and so I got it, and there you go. So yeah, I formed a company with a partner in 2018, I want to say, and we've been flying in the DC area ever since.
Wow. What kind of drone work are you doing?
We do everything from cinematic to commercial to real estate, but I have to say that our main bread and butter is construction.
Aha.
So yeah, we
Okay.
do progress photos, construction reports, photogrammetry, that sort of thing, and that has been our bread and butter for several years now. Hmm.
Yeah. Excellent. Yes, I know we have quite a few, we have a few members in our group that I know are strictly in construction and
Right,
doing progress videos and doing initial mapping of the
right.
property piece and that type of thing there. Well,
Hmm.
good. And you've also become a instructor in just about every Adobe program that's out there. Is that right?
That is correct. So I started teaching Adobe products in 2005. And you are in Vegas. I wish I had known you because I go to Vegas every year. I usually
Aha.
I teach at the NAB conference every
Oh,
every year, and I have been doing so since 2005. So
wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, well, wonderful. We'll definitely have to make it next time.
Oh, absolutely.
I was able to, this past NAB, I was able to interview Adam Welsh. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the head of global policy for DJI for the whole world there, and
Right,
he was at the booth, and I had been in contact with his American people that work for him in the United States, who are working in DC, working for DJI basically a lobbyist. There's two gentlemen, David and Daniel, there who are working for DJI, and I was communicating with them. I was able to communicate with my U.S. senator about drones, and I'm now setting up a meeting with my second U.S. senator here we should have a meeting scheduled by early next week here.
Wonderful.
And I've also testified at my state legislature
Mhm.
on drones. So that's I've been kind of on that path, and Adam knew who I was.
Wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah. So when I walked up to the DJI booth, they, directed me to him, and we
Right.
were able to. I interviewed him for about a half hour. We had a quite a good conversation there.
I
So
love it.
yeah, so it's been an interesting turn of events. I never thought I was going to be a drone lobbyist.
We never know where life is going to take us, right?
Yes, that's for sure. That is for sure. So, as I was trying to tell you before I had my technical problems here, I also have been teaching. I taught uh, graphic design was my
Mhm.
overall thing that I taught at a college here in Nevada,
Mhm.
and I started out teaching PageMaker
Oh, wow.
way back then, and then we switched to the advanced class was Quark Express,
Yeah,
and
right.
then that evolved to InDesign.
In design, right.
Yes, and then of course, InDesign was my home base,
Mhm.
and in my graphic world here, and my own personal business. So we share the, I've done a lot of work with Adobe, and of course, I hate to admit how old I am, but um, I downloaded Digital Darkroom from the Knoll brothers on that Macintosh back there
Right,
from CompuServe is where I downloaded the program,
right.
and as you know, that eventually became Photoshop.
Photoshop,
And
absolutely.
yes, yes. So
Oh, that's
and
wonderful, wonderful. Bob, are you coming to Adobe Max?
I hope so. Yes,
If you
yes.
are, please look me up because I
Oh,
will be
believe me,
there.
I will.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. So I do want to get I do want to show your stuff and everything, but I do want to introduce. We have another guest in our back room here. Most of you already who are regular watchers here on the show, and of course, I don't even have the show pulled up here, so I don't know how many people are watching at the moment. But I want to introduce Roger Zutter, who has been one of our great moderators of Old Farts with Drones. Hi, Roger.
Hello, everybody. Hello,
Hi.
Bob. Hello, Luisa.
Hi.
Yay. Good. Um, so, Roger, I know you and Luisa had a little bit to talk there. I know you both are familiar with some areas in Spain there that you guys have been there. Both of you been there?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we just realized that she is originally or from a place it's close to where
Right.
my parents live.
Yeah,
Ah,
my family comes from there. Yes.
ah. Now I've been to Barcelona, of course, and
Of
uh,
course.
I was also in Bilbao uh, not too long ago. We were on a cruise and had a stop there, and my wife is a travel agent, and but we're also she's gotten to be a wine aficionado, and we went to a winery outside of Bilbo there and interviewed them for. I did a whole video presentation, videotaped the whole tour of their winery in Bilbo there. It was beautiful, and we got terribly lost there, and but it was a lot of fun. It was truly a lot of fun there.
That's
So I
awesome.
want to get back to Luisa's uh, material here. Um, I found Luisa earlier, actually over last weekend, we were on Sunday evening. I was with one of our members here, and he is in Las Vegas. He had FAA approval, a Lance approval, to fly from the middle of the Las Vegas Boulevard, the strip, right? Had a approval and everything, and but hadn't unlocked the geo zone on DJI. Luisa, I know that this is something you've just recently put up on your site there. Is that correct?
That is correct. I put it only a couple of weeks ago. And I did it because every time we hire people to fly for us, they always have the same question: how do I unlock the drone? So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video, and that way I'll save time. I don't have to run people through it. I'll just send them to the video.
Yes. We had we had and I was surprised because he had told me multiple times he has gotten Lance approval. I'm thinking 3 or 4 times prior to this, and was able to take off without unlocking, which I'm finding unusual, but I believe him. And because I've had similar situation happen where I was able to take off where I wasn't technically able to take off.
Right.
So I was, so I was kind of, so anyway, I wanted to help him learn how to do this next time. And that's what led me to you.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'm glad you found me.
Oh, yes. Here's the video that we
can do.
We went to, that I suggested that
Welcome
that
back,
he
everyone. In today's tutorial, I will walk you
I don't want to
through
play the whole
step-by-step
15 minutes of this,
unlocking
but I
your
do want
DJI
to
drone
strongly
using DJI.
suggest to people that if you need to unlock your drone using from the DJI FlySafe database, that Luisa has a superb, straightforward, and very easy to understand. It's her typical, after this, I've watched a few others of her tutorial videos, and I was, it is her style to be very precise and straightforward. What brought you to do this, Luisa? I know you said you had some people that needed to unlock, but I mean, your style of video, I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I've been doing videos for a long time. So even before, I don't know if any of you remember lynda.com, Lynda.
Yes.
So before Lynda came into the market, I was doing videos for Total Training and other companies. So I've been doing training videos for a little bit over 20 years. So
wow.
So logically, the more you do something, the better you get at it. And now I used to write everything and read from a teleprompter and do all of that. Now I don't do any of that. I just look at the camera, I say what's on my mind, I record the screen, and then I explain things as I go. So to make the videos doesn't take me that long. So I believe that one video that is 15 minutes took me maybe an hour 10 to make. That's beginning to end. So, yeah, that's recording the whole thing and then obviously editing it, doing the closed captioning, the little bit of graphics that I did and that sort of thing. So it doesn't take that long, and it saves me time on the other end. Other of my videos that I have on drones, I also have one for the histogram, because it's the same thing. Some of the people that I hire, they don't know how to use a histogram. And I'm one of those. I know I'm a pain in the behind, but I don't do anything automatic. It has to be manual. So I'm like, you need to know your exposure. That's what the histogram is for. Just show it, and this is what it means. So I have several like that.
Uh-huh.
And I don't make any money with my YouTube channel. So it's not something that I'm even monetizing or anything like that. But
Huh.
yeah, so it doesn't, I don't promote it heavily. I don't do anything like that because, I'm seriously, no, I don't even have enough subscribers. I have like 1,800, 1,900, and that's nothing. But it does give me a lot of joy to make these videos. And in fact, on my other channel, for any of your viewers that are interested, and we're not monetizing that either, I have a full, complete, and free Part 107 training to get certified.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
It's like
Okay.
full, complete. And the name of the channel is the name of my company, which is Mid-Atlantic Drones.
Okay. Mid-Atlantic Drones.
Mid-Atlantic Drones, yes.
Okay. I'm going to try and pull that up here.
Yeah. And,
and
and notice that I haven't said, I mean, I do it in the videos, but in here I haven't said, oh, subscribe to my channel, share that, because I don't really monetize anything. I just do it because I've been a teacher for so long. It gives me a lot of joy. And quite frankly, it saves me time for when I hire people. Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see what I can if I can show that just so people can get the taste of that here.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is it right here. Is that correct?
That is it.
Now look at this. Here is the part 107, and you go through each chapter here. Is that right? I see.
Correct. So going through all of the videos will definitely prepare you to pass the Part 107 test.
Amazing. And it's free.
It's completely free. Mm-hmm.
That's a good price. We like that. Everybody likes free there, So that's wonderful. So that's very, very good. Thanks. A couple of you guys have jumped right in here and gave me the link here, Mid-Atlantic Drones. This is great. We really appreciate this kind of stuff here. That is, I most of our audience is a senior citizen,
Right.
there, and I got to tell you, we find a few women who want to be called an old fart. That's
I love it. I am a proud old fart or fartress, I guess. I love it.
Oh, good. I am proud to have you. Luisa just joined the group here, our Facebook group, and we are very very happy to have you, and hope that you can share, continue to share your knowledge with everyone. I mean, this is, I find that too. I know that. At some point in time when I was teaching, I had a class that wasn't going to carry, there wasn't enough students registered. And I said, hey, don't pay me. Okay. I said, I'm fine. I mean, I'm really not doing this for the money. Yeah, I'm sure you understand that, huh?
I certainly do. So yeah, I'd love to share anything I can. I believe that we all help each other. We all go up. We all learn together. So yeah.
Good. Do you have a suggestion? How can we attract more women into the drone business?
So that's a really, really good question. And the answer, I guess, is as simple as making it more women friendly. So, for example, it's almost, well, let me put it to you this way. Out of all of the pilots in the United States, and the United States is higher than in other countries, Only 6% of pilots, private pilot, commercial, airline, only 6% are women. And that's because
Mm.
there is this unspoken, I don't even know what, saying that women are not interested in these things. I fly my drone every day. I love it. I go in my backyard and I shoot the same stuff every day and I practice my shots, or I fly FPV with my little Avata. And yes, I do crash it because trees have a bad habit of just coming out of nowhere. I mean,
Yes.
they weren't there and all of a sudden they are, and you can't avoid but hitting them. So I
I don't know if you familiar with Ken Heron.
I'm not, but I'm sure he says similar.
Well, maybe we have to attach more handbags to the drones so the women get attracted to them.
you know
No.
something I don't know why, and this is not men's fault, this is women ourselves. We don't think like we can do it, or that, oh, I'm not gonna like that, or no, that's like dealing with remote control cars. And it's like, it's so different. I mean, to me, just it just brings me joy. I travel to other countries just to fly my drone. Last year, I spent a week in Iceland just to fly my drone. That's it. That's all
Mm.
I did. So I
Wow.
absolutely love it. And if there was a way that we could communicate that to other women, that this is not, a manly thing. I'm 59, I'm pushing 60. I'm not strong. I'm not in shape. I'm not, it's not something that I'm going to be carrying an Inspire 3 up at the volcano. And I'm not going to do any of that. But it brings me so much joy that not only do I do it for free, I do it for fun, you know, just getting paid for what I do commercially. That's just a little added bonus, you know,
Yes.
but it's not even the main reason why I do this.
You know, somebody in the chat here, Thomas in Ireland here, said, there are a lot of women in photography now where there wasn't
Right.
before.
Correct.
And so some more and more women are, understand, doing this. And I have to tell you, my wife, I've been, watching me fly drones for the last 4 years. And, eventually I had to buy her a drone this past Valentine's Day.
You, you're the man.
Yes, she got a Mini 2
I
that
love it.
we wrapped in a cherry blossoms. It's got a complete cherry blossom wrap. And she went to the South Florida drone meetup. I don't know if you've familiar with that, but
I'm not.
it's been a this is was the third year. And we had I think it was 132 drone pilots there, and it was quite a thing. And she kind of was like a star there, you
I
know.
love it.
She in the middle of everybody. She took off with her Mini 2 in about 25-mile-an-hour winds and handled it no problem.
I
Flying
love
out over the water. And
it. Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
she
I love
truly,
it. Love it, love
yeah,
it, love it. And
yes.
you chose a really good drone to give her. So kudos. Yes.
Well, of course, yes, so she's been very proud to show off her drone skills,
I love
and
it.
so we had a lot of fun. I took her to a couple local parks here, and before we left for this drone meetup, and gave her the basic instructions. But like the last 3 times that she flew, I wouldn't touch the drone. I She
Awesome.
had to take it out of the car, unpack it, get it ready, set it, get it everything ready herself, check all the propellers, do everything herself, and then fly it, and then finish, and then bring it down and land it successfully, and then put it all back together and put it all away.
I love
She,
it.
yeah, she did that all herself, and I
Oh,
was ecstatic. It was a
oh,
great time.
I love it. Take her to the Nelson Ghost Town.
I,
And oh my God, I've been there 3 times already, again, just for fun. And oh
yes,
my God, I even flew it at night. I got permission
yeah. Did
from
they
them.
charge you the $15 there or
Uh,
whatever?
well, when I did it, they only charged 10.
10?
So
Okay.
yeah, I mean that's a nominal fee. They have so many cool things. But we had the entire town for ourselves. I know they live there and all that, but it doesn't matter. It was so dark, and they're like, wear boots because sometimes we get rattlesnakes and blah blah blah. And we
Uh-huh.
had a blast. We brought lights and we did long exposures, and but for during the day, your wife would have a blast just flying all those old buildings, the cars, and all of that from
Yeah.
Nelson. Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, that was one of the places too that I found out that it's a zero zone as you get closer to the river.
Once you get closer to the river, yes.
Yes, and so I've been there twice, right at the river edge.
Hmm.
And I said, I know this is not going to lift off, but I just thought, I'm going to see what happens. And both times, even though it's a solid red on the map, the drone lifts off and without a problem. The first
Right.
time I didn't know I was in a zero zone,
Right. So
and
it depends on when you did it. When I flew it, which was probably 2015, something like that, it wasn't. I mean, lands didn't even exist, and that was not controlled airspace. So what happens with DJI drones, I don't know if you've noticed this, I'm sure you have, is that every time they want to update the database, yeah, they're changing the geozones.
yes,
And not to make them looser, but to make them tighter.
yes,
So I choose not to update the database ever, ever. But I have to say, just so that nobody thinks that, I value my pilot's license, so my actual private pilot's license, a little too much. So I have yet to fly in a no-fly zone without authorization. I always get authorization. People think it's difficult. People think it's impossible. It's not true. Just this morning, I was flying in Washington, D.C., which is the most restricted airspace in the nation.
yes.
Get authorization. We had a police escort because that's mandated downtown DC. And there you go, do your thing. So,
Hmm.
and it's the same in Iceland. Everybody yelled at me, oh, you're flying all these places with no drone signs. I had authorization from the Icelandic authority to fly in every single place.
Wow,
Yeah, and
wow.
everybody thinks it's difficult to get. It isn't. You just need to get it. You
Was
just need
it
to do it.
more difficult in Iceland than it was in the United States?
No, oh no, Iceland was so easy. It was so easy.
Okay.
An email did it. In DC, it's a very lengthy procedure, very lengthy.
Yeah.
Usually, just to fill out the application takes me between 2 and 3 hours.
Is that on Drone Zone? You have to do
No,
that?
no, no. It's in a different part because it's not the FAA that gives permission in DC.
Ah,
It's TSA.
I see.
Right.
Mm.
So it's a different website. And so all you really have to do is Google drone flying DC FRZ, freeze FRZ.
Hmm.
And you're going to be directed to a PDF that gives you all the steps on how to apply to fly in the flight restricted zone of Washington, D.C.
How
So
about in Switzerland, Roger?
Here in Switzerland, it's about the same as Luisa said in Iceland. I mean, I live approximately 1 mile away from an airport. It's a small airport, but it's the only airport in Switzerland that also has a runway for seaplanes.
Mm.
And I just went there and I was talking to the guys and said, look, this is my hobby and I live right next to your place. And they said, yeah, that's no problem. We can give you the authorization that you can fly within you have to stay away on a radius from approximately 1,000 yards.
Right.
And maximum height is 120 yards. And I had to pay $20 for the authorization, but it's for lifetime.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
And this is in Switzerland, it's the same. I was doing a couple videos for a friend of mine that has a charity group. It's called V8 Star Drive. So what they do is they drive or they make 3 days a year for sick childrens that have a hard time. And I'll do the aerial footage for them. And every time he sends me the route where they're going, I go to, like I said, or like Luisa said, I'm just sending an email out to the airports and say, look, we are doing this and this. I need permission. Sure, no problem.
mhm.
It's just you need some time.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
that's what is really important to keep the drone hobby alive. Follow the rules.
Right.
Yeah. You know, with all of the, hang on, I'm going to bring that up in just a second. But with all of the, negative uh, Chinese drone stuff at the moment here that we're being hit with, I find it ironic that the most difficult drone to lift off is the one that they want to ban the most is DJI, obviously, and they make it excessively difficult to fly your drone where you shouldn't fly your drone, and you have to prove that you have permission from DJI, and
Right.
I just for Louisa's sake, I think most other people know I flew a few times here in Las Vegas for our Metropolitan Police Department.
Hmm.
And, they have their own drone squad, but for what they wanted me to do it. And, I had to go through a variety of steps to get that. I had to go through Drone Zone and then go through, the area I had to fly was right maybe 300 or 400 feet from the runway at Nellis Air Force Base.
Right.
So I had to communicate with the tower at the Air Force Base, at Nellis Air Force Base here. And, I found that to be the most pleasurable. That was not a problem. They were friendly. They wanted to know what kind of drone I'm flying. They were just, happy to help. And they said, no problem. Go, I was going to fly for about 45 minutes in this
Right.
area. And they said, no problem. We're going to hold the traffic for you. And, when I finished, I had to call them back, call the tower. And I told them, oh, thank you, Mr. Dempsey. Everything's great. How'd it go? And, they were very accommodating. And then I brought the drone down, and within minutes, all of a sudden I hear, an F-14 taking off, I mean, it was,
That's
it was
awesome.
exciting,
I love
Yeah,
so,
but that's the true fun, to have everything in your pocket that you need. It is also, I really enjoy it if I'm staying on a place where I'm doing drone footage, and then there are mostly these are old Karens and Kens, that are coming and yelling, and then I just tell them, you have to wait until I'm done, until my drone is on the ground, and then I'll be happy to talk to you and show you what I do. And if you talk, nicely to these guys and explain them, and you show them everything is in good condition, you have all the authorities to do it, and then they will start to realize, well, it's not that bad at all, But everybody comes, oh, you see in my window, and you seeing me showering, and then you have to tell them, look, trust me, I don't want to see you in the shower. But yeah, I even had a good story that I'm doing right now. I have a construction site that I have to film for the next 8 months. They want a video where the drone is doing a 360 circle. And in this video, you see the whole construction going up from the hockey stadium.
Nice.
Last time I was there, the police came and the officer start to talk, and I said, well, you have to wait 2 more minutes until the drone is done. And he was, okay, I'm sorry, I just shut up. And he was really patiently, waiting there until the drone was landing, and until I took it and put it on the car. And he said, well, okay, now can I ask some questions? I said, yeah, of course. Do you have the permission? Do we have how you call this, the insurance? How is this called in English? Liability insurance.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so on. And I showed them all the paperwork that you have to have with you. And let's say the police thing was done within 1 minute. But it took me about 45 minutes to get rid of him, because he was so interested.
He was curious.
Yeah, he was so interested in how that thing is working. And then I told him, well, I'm in the firefighting in my town as well, and that's really good. And at the end, we exchanged addresses, because he really told, we want these things in the police department. If I would be, if I would have an evening to get there and show them what they can do with them and so on, and give them some advice.
That's wonderful.
That's the fun of the job,
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Well, listen, I want to show this. Let's take a break here. I want to take a couple minutes here. This is Luisa in Nevada. Okay. Now, Nelson, Nevada is in between Las Vegas and actually Boulder City, and Searchlight is another small little town. And then further down that road is Laughlin, which is kind of a resort area now that's on the border with Arizona. And so that has a very tourist area there in Laughlin. But in Nelson, Nevada, very small little ghost town, they have built an area there that people go to often, where they film weddings. They actually conduct weddings there. They have parties there. You can rent the facility. And I think right now they're charging you $15 if you want to bring a real camera to photograph there, a professional photography fee. And they also charge that if you show up there and say, I want to fly my drone here. And they allow you to do that. And but it is a good attraction for people. If you're visiting Las Vegas, you should bring your drone. So let me bring this video up on the screen here. And this is a few years ago, right, Luisa?
It was. I know I shot this probably 2015. So before the
Okay.
Part 107, I just didn't publish it until probably a year or a year and a half later. But this was done with a very, very old drone. It's the drone that preceded the Phantom. I forget the name now. It was like the F640, something like that. And it looked like a Phantom. But in other words, I am very proud to have done this, but the image quality is not what my Mavic 3 Cinema is.
You can narrate here.
Oh, there you go. 2016. I guess I'm getting old because I thought it was 15.
Yeah. But this is what the area looks like. And like I said, I've been here myself. And this is called the El Dorado Canyon that surrounds this here. Ooh. I'm turning the sound down a little bit there,
please.
but it's just a wonderful spot in the middle of the desert here. And there is, I did one last week where I showed the my first attempts of flying with the motion 2 controller here, and the comment was, "Where's the trees?"
I love it.
Yeah, there isn't many trees out here, There's a few, and most of them are being watered by unnatural sources. But and this is maybe 2 miles from the Colorado River,
right?
And so it is truly a beautiful spot to be at. Well, another one of your videos is starting to play here. I don't know.
Yeah. So
this is in Alaska. I see.
Yeah, I do travel and I bring my drone. And I just wanted to comment, if you've ever seen stuff that you've done years and years ago, I just shake my head and I go, and I thought I was good then.
Yes.
I thought I was. I realize now that I really wasn't.
I totally understand. I feel the same way looking back at some things.
Did I really do that?
I know so much more now,
Right.
And that's what makes the difference there.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to open up the conversation here. I mean, we can continue here for a little bit here. I have to figure out here how to use this keyboard here.
Luisa,
I had to.
Luisa, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
When you've been in Iceland, did you have a chance to take some aerial footage of any volcanoes active?
I'm so happy that you asked.
Yeah, I had to ask that.
I was there, and I swear to you, the second day I was there, the volcano erupted.
Wow.
So there is like a huge hike to get to the volcano. And they're like, well, can you make that? You see, the day before I had done a puffin tour that almost killed me because I'm not in shape, because I had to walk and hike and climb mountains and do all of this, and my legs wouldn't even move. So I chose not to walk to the volcano, but I rented an airplane. So I rented an airplane obviously with a pilot, because I'm a pilot, but not in Iceland. So, and I'm not familiar with that airplane anyway. So I And he flew me all around the volcano. So I have video, I have stills, I have all kinds of really cool stuff from the active volcano in Iceland, just not from a drone,
Yeah.
but from an airplane instead. Yes.
Huh.
That was a
That's
lot of fun. I have
cool.
not published that video, but I guess I will soon.
Oh, we'd love to see it.
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah.
sure, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. So I put in the chat for everyone that is on YouTube. Again, if you're watching on Facebook right now, I am broadcasting this feed on both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But if you're on YouTube at the moment, in the chat, I just posted the StreamYard link. So if you would like to jump in here and join us and ask Luisa or Roger any questions here, we'd love to have you. I'm going to be on for probably another 15 or 20 minutes. And we would love to, if anyone out there is, wanting to jump into our conversation, we would love to have you. I'm looking at the chat right now and I'm finding a lot of friends. Maddie is here, and Maddie is one of the best FPV pilots I know of.
Yes.
I have, he's in Fort Lauderdale is where he's from. And I have hung out with him for multiple days at a time. And I've now met his entire family, all of his children. And they met Santa Claus here. And, and we have had just a wonderful time. And please jump in if you'd like to, Maddie, here. If you got time and the ability to do that. Andrew is here. Tomas is here from Ireland. He's in I believe he's in the Dublin area, and he's in the chat here. Let's see who else we've got. Stephen Drones in Arizona, then Arizona drone people here or there. Jim Beauchart, everybody knows the Beauchart. He's our resident comedian, and we're always happy to have him say hello. He was the two Canadians came to the South Florida drone meetup this past April. And it was him and Brant Aerials, Gary from Brant Aerials came. And I see on Johnny Drone Flyers here. Hey, Johnny. Johnny's in Hammond, Louisiana.
Nice.
Very near, about 40, 50 miles north of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny has been a pretty strong supporter of Old Farts. He was one of the first people to kind of help me along when I got started here. And so please, if any of you guys would like to jump in, let me bop in here. There's the link again. I'm putting it back into the chat. Luisa, we're chatting on YouTube in the chat window on YouTube. And of course, when you're on StreamYard, you can see the chat going on in your sidebar there, kind of thing. I got a fellow Las Vegas person here ready to jump in here. This is Don Hill. Sidebar there. Hi, Don. I got Don, turn your sound off. This is Don Hill. Hi, Don.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Oh, good.
Is my sound off?
Yeah, I was hearing a little bit of myself.
Where's my mute? Okay.
Behind
No,
you here.
Looks like I'm unmuted.
I'm gonna. Okay, now I think it's okay. Try it again now, Don. Let's hear you. Don, you okay?
Okay. Can I promote my new website that I just put up?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Can I promote my new
Sure.
website I just put up
I'm
for the
going to
Las
put it
Vegas
up
area?
for you. What is it again? LV?
Yeah, it's Las Vegas and Henderson drone pilots. We just use the initials in the URL. It's lvhdp.com, Las Vegas and Henderson drone pilots. So we also have a YouTube channel and a Facebook group with the same name.
Right there. How's that?
And I've covered a lot of
lvhdp.com.
the federal, state, county, city laws, and trying to show that we have a large unincorporated area in Las Vegas. So there's the city of Las Vegas, the city of North Las Vegas, the city of Henderson, and the city of Boulder City, and then a large unincorporated area. And you really have to know, where you want to fly and what jurisdiction you're in. And so I've
Yep.
been doing a lot of research with the overlapping rules and how to get waivers for flying around critical infrastructure, what parks you can fly in, which parks you can't. So, if the county gives you 8 parks, don't try to fly in the other parks unless you have a reason to do that. And
Right.
if you're going to be coming to the Las Vegas area, I'll check out the site. And I've got a whole list of places that I want to fly and put on the website as well. So there's some places other than county parks and city parks that are kind of fun to look at because of the out in Red Rock or Seven Magic Mountains or things like that. There's some very interesting ground art. So just check out the site, and I'm always looking for comments on if you think I'm too restrictive on you ought to know the law before you go out and fly. If you have a Venn diagram and you have a circle that says legal and a circle that says safe, and you flying in the safe circle but not in the area that joins those two, maybe you should take a look at the laws. But there's also places that you can fly legally but not safely. So you really want to
True.
You have a park that is legal to fly at, but on one day on the weekend it's very crowded, and so you're flying over people, and during the weekdays it's less crowded. So go fly when it's less crowded, and you don't have to worry about other issues like flying over
we
people.
talked about that one particular park. I know the Amador Vista Park there that I still don't understand why the city of Henderson says that park is legal. It's I got to say it's probably less than 3 acres, the entire park. And there's a dog park there. There's a playground, and it's adjacent to a school. It's adjacent to a fire department, and it's adjacent to a church. And but for some reason,
that's a perfect example of a park that when it's busy, it's not safe to fly there. But when it's not busy, it's a good place to fly if other people aren't around.
Yep. It is. It's a strange spot.
And what's interesting about the parks in Henderson, there are 4 parks that they mentioned. 3 of them are in controlled airspace, and 1 is not in controlled airspace. So I think that the people that decided which of the parks are going to be approved and which of the parks are not going to be approved probably weren't pilots. But it's easy to get your LANC approval. So if you got a good park and there's a big open area like Cornerstone Park, where you don't have to worry about flying over people, you know, go get your Lance and then you can, you know, fly. That's where we had one of our meetups.
Yeah.
Because
We had a local
great
meetup there,
place to
Luisa.
fly. Now,
We
the
had
only part
probably about 20
that
pilots
was
there.
not in controlled airspace,
Wonderful.
DJI wouldn't let me take off because I was across the street from a school. And, you know, DJI is just trying to say, you know, by the way, there are local ordinances. So just move into the park 20 feet and then you're okay. If you want to be on the sidewalk, you're too close to the school. So it's interesting when I get a geofence from DJI and I go like, well, I didn't realize that there was a restriction. Let me do a little bit more research and see if I can find out why. And so on the parks that I've documented, I've gone into a little bit more depth on, you know, I thought this was a Class G airspace, and DJI has not let me take off. Why would they not let me do that?
Yeah.
And then, you know, do the research, and you can take that kind of knowledge to other areas. And there's a lot of places that the FCC is cool with it, but the city is not. So,
yeah. Well, good. Any questions for Luisa here? Don? Did he freeze up? No. Yeah. It's okay. So I have some questions.
Took a look at the 107 courses that you have, and I definitely.
He's fading in and out here.
Yeah, I can't hear the question.
I can't either. He's asking something about your 107 course.
To that course.
Oh, there you are. Now you're back. Don, you're kind of fading in and fading out. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Luisa, let me ask you one question.
Yes.
Which drone out of your 2 million pieces that you own is your favorite toy or tool, and why?
You know, that's a really good question. And I was so hoping somebody would ask me that, because I have it right here. This is the Mavic 3 Pro Cinema. And this drone, I have never owned a drone that flew as well as that one. I mean, you tell the sticks where you want the drone to go, and the drone does it. No hesitation, no wind will bother it, no nothing. The controller communicates with the drone, and the drone does what it needs to do. So that allows me to really plan shots. And if I don't get him, it's not the drone's fault, or it's my finger's fault. It's my fault. Because the drone is doing exactly what I need it to do. If I want to go sideways, up, and then yaw a little bit to the left, the drone is going to do that beautifully and smoothly. So that's my favorite drone. Now, this drone, it's not legal to fly above people. And I'm talking about in the US. Having said that, and I don't have it with me, but my Mini 3 Pro is, with a lighter battery. So if I am shooting, say, because I work for the Montgomery County Parks Department, and if I have to do an event of any kind, I will fly the Mini 3 Pro, the Mini 3 Pro. And that drone flies almost as well as the Mavic 3 Cine, almost. Then
I found that.
Yeah, you know, they're really, really good drones. Then you have other drones like the Inspire 2 with the X7 camera. You put a 50mm lens in there and talk about cinematic. You know, you can shoot ProRes, you can shoot in logarithmic, so in the flat color space. And, you know, you're talking about footage that is unequaled by any of the other drones that I have. but that is a big drone. This battery lasts 45 minutes. That's 4-5.
Yeah.
The battery
And
from
that's
the
usually
Inspire,
enough.
right. So the Inspire 2, the battery, 15 minutes if I'm lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so if I have something really, really, really high end to do, I'll bring the Inspire 2. I don't have the 3, can't afford it. That's 20 grand, maybe next year, who knows?
Yeah, but the Inspire 2
Right.
here in Switzerland, fully loaded with everything like Apple ProRes, Cine DNG, and fully loaded. It's 28 grand as well, and that's the Inspire 2.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I paid 5,000 for my Inspire 2.
Well,
Wow.
but it was not. Was it new or used?
It was used, but only a little bit.
Yeah,
it was used only for 2 months.
Yeah.
And it came with batteries, with the f7 camera, with the 50 millimeter lens, ProRes, and RAW shooting. So
you got a deal.
Yeah.
I think I did get a deal, but to me, I am not as comfortable flying that one, because if it falls on top of somebody, even if I didn't mean it, they're going to get hurt.
Yes.
If the Mini falls on top of somebody, it's not going to hurt them. It really won't. So
They'll be scratched.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, it's this big, right?
Yeah.
So I am very comfortable flying the Inspire 2, but mostly, on unpopulated areas and over water. I love flying over water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 reasons: no people and no trees. But yeah, so it depends on what I'm doing. And if I'm doing a mapping job, like if I'm doing an orthomosaic, I will go back to my old, really good mechanical shutter, Phantom 4 Pro version 2. And I use that together with Drone Deploy. And, I have yet to find something that works as well for orthomosaics. Unless you get into the big guys, you get into the Matrice, yes, of course,
Yes.
But for the little guys, nothing works as good as the Phantom 4 Pro. And we have the version 2, which has a little bit better communication with the controller, that is. Yeah.
What do you think? I own the Mavic 3 Cine.
Yep.
Is the Mavic 3 Pro Cine worth the upgrade? Or is it just, with 3 cameras, but is it worth?
So the answer is really, what do you need to do? Because with your Mavic 3 Cine, can you shoot ProRes?
Yes.
Oh, then you shouldn't upgrade. You're good. It still has the Hasselblad camera. You're good. I don't use the other 2 cameras. I don't like them.
Okay.
I only use the main Hasselblad.
Yeah.
So, it really gives me the best imaging that I can think of. And the other ones that zoom in, there is a loss in quality. And the one that zooms in 7 times, I really don't like it.
Oh, you don't like the image of that zoom?
No way. Nope. No. I think I can get a better result if I take it with the main camera and then I make the picture larger using some of the Topaz plugins. I think that looks better than switching to that other camera/lens.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. And you're editing in Premiere. Since I've seen all of your credentials there.
Yeah, right now I edit with Premiere. For many years, I edited with Final Cut Pro. But I have to say, I am a big fan of DaVinci Resolve. I particularly like from DaVinci Resolve is the price.
Free.
I really like the price.
Yes.
And quite frankly,
it does great color balancing.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. For color correction, I don't think there is a single app for Windows or Mac that comes close to DaVinci Resolve for color correction, paid or free, it doesn't matter. It's like period. I don't think they come close. So for color correction, really, DaVinci is the way to go. I shoot everything, most everything, logarithmic, so flat color space. And in Premiere, I just throw in a LUT, and that works perfectly well. So I don't worry too much about the color correction nuances since I'm shooting in flat anyway.
Yeah. It takes some getting used to shooting flat, because that first time you see that image, you go, "What the hell happened here?" You know, because it looks so drab.
I know. It's like, what in the world? Right.
It's like seeing an HDR video on in your timeline and go, "Where?
Like,
I didn't have it that bright." You know.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to be able to adjust. Well, I've been working in Final Cut for over 20 years.
Wonderful.
And so I'm still hooked on Final Cut, obviously. And and I'm finding I've installed DaVinci, and I have of course I have I've been, since I was an educator, an Adobe educator, I've been grandfathered into the full Adobe package, kind of thing. And they're very good about that, and so of course I have Premiere and After Effects and, all of that, kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to some of your After Effects tutorials. I've just seen quite a few of them here. I've used it minimally, but I definitely am looking forward to doing that.
Good. Excellent.
Yes. Good. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap her up here. If anybody has any final words, Don, you can unmute there. I'd like to see if we can hear you again here. We were having a bit of a problem there, so please unmute, Don. Don? Oh, I don't know if we got Don for real or not. There, Roger, anything from you?
From my side, no. I just gave some subs out today to the guys that are in the chat. Of course, Luisa, I gave you a sub as well. I will have a look at your videos, and next time when you're in Europe, or especially in Switzerland.
Next year, I'll be in Lucerne for a week.
Oh, that's awesome. That's 35 minutes away from where I live.
I will definitely be contacting you for you to help me with the drone regulations and permissions, because I'm bringing my drone.
Oh, of course. And I have some awesome places to fly.
Yeah.
To really give you some beautiful spaces.
Yes.
No, it was awesome today again with you guys. Sorry that my voice is a little bit sore today. I'm still suffering from 2 weeks cold and bronchitis. So next time it's going to be better.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you, Roger. Thank you so much. All right. Luisa, I am so happy you've decided to jump on, and you answered my email so quickly. I'm so happy to get to meet you and get to know you. And I think we have a much more of a friendship to continue here.
I think so. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast. You guys are awesome. Like I said before, I love the name. I consider myself an old fart or fartress or whatever a woman would be called. And I'm very proud of that, I'll have you know. And, and I hope to, to contribute something to your group on Facebook. And I just want to tell everybody that on Facebook, I'm using my maiden name for some weird reason. So I'm under Luisa Casasnovas, and I just joined yesterday. And you can ask me anything, you know. And all of my videos, all of my material is on YouTube for free. So you know,
Excellent.
just save a couple bucks, and you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's just wonderful. We, you know, I am so happy to, like I say, get more women involved. You know, we have there's like I say, there's almost technically about 500 women in the Old Farts with Drones
Yeah.
group on Facebook, but we probably hear from you know, less than 20 of them on a regular basis.
Mhm.
And you know, like I say, I really, you know, I believe we need to, you know, we need to promote the hobby and the profession to more women,
I agree.
and see what you know, what's going to happen here. I see that Epiphone mandolin back there. Are you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love the mandolin. As you know, it fingers like a violin, so easy.
Yes. Yeah.
So easy.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I have. Oh, I don't have it in the picture at the moment, but as you can see, I have a Sigma Martin back here,
Yep.
and a an Ibanez little electric back there, and
Oh, I saw them. I saw them already. I
yeah.
love it.
And of course, you can see my Macintosh back there. That's a
Oh, of
that
course.
that was my third Macintosh. I got the original 128K
Right.
Mac when it first came out in '84, and then I got the Fat Mac after that,
Right.
and this was my first Mac Plus right there. And
You know that's worth a little bit.
oh, I know.
You know, I'm
I
just
don't, but I
saying.
don't want to sell it.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Yes, it's you know, I have a couple weeks ago I counted there's I think there's about 17 Macs in this house here, you know.
Yeah.
So I you know, they're uh, you know, some are in the garage and some are in I have a in the hallway here I have a little Macintosh museum,
I
and
love it.
and I have the first iPod. You know, I have
Right.
all those. I have my iPhone. I have a 3G. I don't have the first one, but I had the 3G iPhone, and so. But it's been just a lot of fun. You know,
Oh, I
that's kind
bet.
of been my passion here. And so I want to encourage everybody today to go to Louise's channel here, subscribe to Louise's
Oh,
channel.
thank you.
She has more subscribers than I have, that's for sure. I'm you know, I'm still trying to get to that monetization spot, but you know, which I may soon, and I hope to get that going real soon. But you know, I am you know, working on moving that forward, you know, kind of thing. So again, you know, I'd like to thank you, and well, you're welcome anytime.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and
Thank you.
we meet here every Wednesday at this time, and we look forward to seeing everybody again. And say goodbye. We'll
Thank you,
see you
everyone.
soon.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Roger.
you.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye
Bye-bye.
now. Okay.